So, Osama bin Laden sleeps with the fishes. There was a story that he'd opened a suspect package addressed to Neil Lennon, but it turns out, according to President Obama, that actually he was killed in a firefight, although according to the popular press, he was actually cowering behind the wife, the youngest wife of his 4 wives at the time. Personally, I'm finding it all a little bit hard to believe. After all, we're told that President Obama watched the whole thing live in real time on video back in Washington, because one of the Navy SEALs had a television camera in his helmet, in which case that's the hottest cinematic property that has ever existed in the history of film, and therefore presumably we can look forward to seeing it, at least on pay-per-view, at some stage soon. Unless, of course, what that film revealed was not exactly what we've been told. Don't get me wrong, I'm not one of these nutters that thinks that bin Laden was already dead or never existed, or that he's not even dead now and, like Elvis, will crop up in a supermarket near you at some time soon. I don't think that. I'm sure that President Obama would not be guilty of the level of deception required to pretend that bin Laden was shot on the 1st of May 2011. I'm sure he was. I just think that perhaps the story that we've been told is not the whole story. There are so many suspicious circumstances. No stills, no video, and the body disposed of with such unceremonious haste. Treated, we're told, in accordance with Islamic funeral rites, but dumped in the sea and sleeping with the fishes. That doesn't add up. Why the unseemly haste to dispose of the body? Why in the sea? Of course we can all speculate, and the truth will out, no doubt, in time. The one thing I'm absolutely sure of is that the death of Osama bin Laden is not the end of the confrontation between the East and the West, between the Muslim world and the non-Muslim world, because that didn't start with Osama bin Laden, and it won't finish with his death. We will only not be at war with a substantial section of the Muslim world when we stop helping Israel to occupy Palestine and drive its people to the 4 corners of the earth and subjugate those unlucky enough to remain under their iron heel, until we stop occupying Muslim countries, and above all, until we stop propping up Muslim dictators who rule the Muslim world almost without exception from one end to the other. This is George Galloway, standing for election on Thursday in Glasgow.